Let me break down what I am looking for currently. Astonishing X-Men Volume 3. There's a couple different Astonishing X-Men's. Make sure it's Volume 3, but 3 through 10 is the Sword, the introduction of Sword and Abigail Brand. And Abigail's expected to be in the MCU, potentially by Emilia Clarke is the potential casting for it. Astonishing Ant-Man number 12. That is where Darren Cross becomes the Yellow Jacket. That is something that I've been looking for. I believe that could potentially be a dollar bin. Marvel Boy is also expected to be in the MCU, so I'm looking for anything to do with him. First appearance, first series. And then also Marvel Zombies. So Marvel Zombies showed up in the Ultimate Fantastic Four series, and they had their own solo series as well. As far as an evergreen checklist, Uncanny X-Men is something that I'm always looking for. My goal is to collect the entire series. So that's always, if there's something in there that I don't have, even if it's not like a perfect issue, I don't mind taking it. Even reprints, because there's just going to be some I probably won't be able to get. And then New Mutants is another series that I'm looking for. There's a ton of really good keys in New Mutants. And so that's always an evergreen checklist. If I find something that I don't have, I'll pick it up. All right, so I'm going to go through some of the books that I pulled at my local comic book store. But first, I took this particular book in to see this Amazing Spider-Man 388. You'll see this on a future video. But I was curious about the condition and what he thought that the grade of this would be. I don't know if you can see this spot right here. It's just one dent. Other than that, the book is in very, very good condition. And so I was curious what he thought. He did give me his opinion, a grade of a 9.4, and said that that was a really good book. It's just not as valuable as other foil cover books. And what he did was he pulled out this particular book. This is the Amazing Spider-Man 375, and we kind of compared conditions, and he explained that foils are very hard to keep clean. I don't know if you can see some of these markings right here. There's also an indent impression right here as well on there. But obviously this is in a little bit more demand, and he pulled this out and kind of explained it, some of the condition issues with it and some of the things that make it more hard to keep in good condition. And I was like, oh, I've seen that book. I'll take it. So I bought that book just as an impulse buy. Had no intention of buying it, but when I saw the price and when we kind of went over it, he was just like, okay, yeah, sounds good. And then I'm always looking for first appearances. The New Mutants is something that I'm starting to put in my collection. So this one has the first appearance of Strong Guy. The New Mutants, this is a first series. There's a ton of first appearances. Cable, Deadpool, all types of stuff in there. So this is one that I'm looking at. And while looking through some New Mutants, I found the second generation, or second volume of New Mutants. This is the first variant edition, and I thought that was pretty cool, so I took that one. This is an interesting one. This is Uncanny X-Men 74. Obviously, there's a little bit of damage there. It's been drawn on. I just decided that I'm going to try and collect all of the Uncanny X-Men, and I don't really care too much if they're not in the best condition. They don't have to all be 9.8s or even 9s for that matter. I want a series run. And if that means I get a couple reader copies in there because they're harder to find, so be it. So to find this book for $5 locally without paying shipping or anything crazy, I was just like, when am I ever going to find this in a local comic book store or, very readily available in someone's collection? This is probably like a $60 book if it's all intact. You're not going to find it for cheaper than that. And I'm more about the deals and just having the item than, having some specific grade for my collection. So, you know what? I can take it out. I can read it. I don't have to worry about anything. So that's what I decided to do. So that's one of them. Also found this one as well. I did not have this one in my collection. This one was just $2, and it's got my favorite superhero on it. Colossus is right there. I actually named my cat after Colossus, and I have another one named Wolverine, and they're both featured right prominently on the cover, so that was an easy buy for me. Dragon Slayer. So there was a two-part series to this particular comic. Um, there was a movie that was out, and this was an adaptation of that movie. And I thought a couple months ago I saw that there was a like either a reboot or um, a new adaptation, something like that. And I haven't been able to find anything about it since. But I was still saw it and was interested in it, and I love D&D, and this totally reminded me of D&D. And I thought for $3, I'm just gonna take it. It looks in very good condition. You got the 50-cent cover. It's the edges are pretty well. You can almost see the border, completely across. Obviously, the approved by the comic books code is cut off, but that's okay. It's still, for being as old as it is in the 80s, I decided I'm going to take it. Marvel Boy. Marvel Boy is speculated to be in an MCU. This is not his first series. This is a limited series, but they had it available in the dollar bin, so I said okay. So that's the start of the dollar comics that I looked through. And I saw that, and I'm like, well, all right, I'll go ahead and take that one. Adam Warlock is definitely speculated in the MCU. This is not his first appearance. This is not, I don't even believe, his first series of books. But again, it's a #1. It's Adam Warlock. I just said, all right, for $1, I'll take it. This is Adam Warlock and the Infinity Watch. There are a couple different specific key issues with this one, but there is Adam Warlock, Drax the Destroyer, Moondragon, Gamora, Pip the Troll, and Thanos. Each member of the team was given specific Infinity Gems to break out so that no one would have them. I got #2 for that as well. There are a couple other keys in this series. I didn't have it before, so for $1, it's kind of a no-brainer. The follow-up book that I have is a couple of the newer ones. Planet Size X-Men is a new book that just launched. I picked up the variants for that one. This is the team as a whole, and then the single Jean Grey variant, which I thought was a fantastic cover. So those are what I picked up after getting some insight and learning a little bit more about what new was out there. Spent $30 for everything, so it was a pretty good deal. Not too bad, if I may say so myself. I'm going to leave this one up here. I love the cover. I think it's pretty amazing. But what did you guys think? Give a like if you enjoyed this content. Do you have any of these books currently? Are there any that you're looking for? Tell me what you think. Did I get a good deal or not? And let's continue this and see you in the next one.